Hey, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining me as we look at IB practice problem number 14. Let's dive in and see what's going on here. So we've got an international competition and participants can answer questions in only one of three languages, Portuguese, Mandarin, or Hindi. We've got 80 participants who are taking part in the competition, and the number of participants answering in Portuguese, Mandarin, or Hindi is shown in the table. All right. Exciting stuff, you guys. We've got boys, we've got girls, we've got languages. It does not get any better than this. Okay, it does, but we're going to work with this for now. Okay, so let's see what we got. We got this great little two-way table. Two-way tables are a really fantastic way to organize data and really just break it down into all of its little pieces to be able to work with. So let's see what we got. Part A says state the number of boys who answered questions in Portuguese. All right, so I need boys and Portuguese. All right, so I need boys. I'm going to go across. I'm going to look for Portuguese. The number of boys who answer in Portuguese is right there. Piece of cake. Part A is 20. Done deal. Now, that seems suspiciously easy, but I'm going to look and see that that is 1 mark. That should be really easy. I should not have to do any work for that. And I didn't, which is great. So let's look at part B. A boy is chosen at random. Find the probability that the boy answered questions in Hindi. All right, this is a little bit deceptive. It might be really tempting to jump over here and go 5 out of 80. Because 5 boys answered in Hindi, and there's 80 participants total, right? The thing we need to be careful of is a boy is chosen at random. Notice this is actually a piece of given information. Notice I'm not trying to find the probability of a boy. I know that it's a boy. So what that means is the only group that I'm interested in, since I know that this is a boy, the only group I'm interested in now is the boys. Like the girl group doesn't even matter right now because I know that I have a boy going on here. So from the group of boys, find the probability that the questions were answered in Hindi. So what this is actually doing, and this is sneaky when the problems do this because it's not explicitly using that magic little word given, and so this is something we need to be on the lookout for. This is actually finding the probability that the person answered in, Hindi? Person answered in Hindi given that that person is a boy. Okay, well, let's see. So this means I need the probability of Hindi and boy over the probability of being a boy. Well, we're going to shortcut this a little bit and put this into numbers instead of outright probabilities. Well, how many people were answered in Hindi and were boys? Well, that's my 5. And now, how many boys do we have? We have a total of 43 boys. So that is my probability. Okay. So now let's take a look at part C. Part C has a similar little trick to it, but then there's a second trick that's going to come in. So let's see what's going on with part C. So part C says 2 girls are selected at random. So now I am given that we have girls. So now the boys are the ones that I'm not going to pay attention to, and now I'm going to focus on the girl group. Calculate the probability 1 girl answered questions in Mandarin and the other answered questions in Hindi. Okay, well, so this means that I want the probability of, Mandarin and Hindi? Mandarin, given girl, and Hindi, given girl. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. Mandarin given girl. Well, remember, I need Mandarin and girl. So how many girls answered in Mandarin? I got to go back and look at my thing over here. So 7 girls answered in Mandarin. And how many girls total were there? 37. And what does and mean to do again? Multiply. So now I need Hindi given girl. Well, how many girls answered in Hindi? 12. Now, how many girls total are there? You think 37, right? But remember, we already counted for this first girl. We already selected this first girl who speaks Mandarin. So think about all of our girls being in a bag. Shake it gently, don't hurt the girls. And then we're going to start pulling girls out of the bag. Well, the first girl we pulled out of the bag was answered in Mandarin. So now we want to know the second one speaking in Hindi. Well, there are 12 girls in the bag that speak Hindi, but how many girls are in the bag? We already took data on this girl, which means that now there's only 36 girls in that bag. So now, if I do this math, let's see what I end up coming up with here. So I'm going to end up with 7 times 12. This is going to give me 84. And 37 times 30. Well, big number. It's okay. We'll simplify it later. Okay? So this is what my work looks like. Now, there's a little bit of a trick to this. And we'll think of what that little trick might be. Because notice, all I want is one girl to speak Mandarin and the other one to speak Hindi. The catch is, does it tell you the order they have to go in? It does not. Notice this is the first girl speaks Mandarin and the second girl speaks Hindi. But what other possibility could happen? Well, the first girl could have spoken Hindi and the second girl could have spoken Mandarin because it didn't tell us what order. So I could pick a girl that speaks Mandarin and a girl that speaks Hindi, or I could have a girl who speaks Hindi and a girl who speaks Mandarin, because the order works either way. Notice either situation, I have one girl speaking Mandarin and one girl speaking Hindi. It's just a matter of which one do I pull out of the bag first. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Well, or, what does or mean to do again? This is add. So now I need a girl who speaks Hindi. Well, there's 12 girls who speak Hindi. Now, every time you see the word or, you hit the reset button. So we're going to put all of our girls back in the bag. Shake it gently, don't hurt them. And now we're going to randomly reach in and pull out a girl. Well, 12 of those girls answered in Hindi, and there are 37 girls total in the bag. And the second girl, there are 7 girls in the bag left who speak Mandarin, but again, how many girls are in the bag? 36, because I already took data on this girl, so she doesn't count anymore because I already have her data. So now, if I play this game, again, as it turns out, for this one, if you'll notice, order doesn't matter. I'm actually going to end up with the same answer. 7 times 12, 12 times 7, both gives us 84. And then notice my denominator is exactly the same. So if I do this calculation and I add these two together, I'm actually going to shift gears and just turn this into a decimal so I don't end up with giant numbers here. And I'm going to end up with 0.126. And that is the probability that one of the girls answered in Mandarin and the other one answered in Hindi. Thanks so much for joining me. If you have additional questions, please feel free to reach out to me, Miss Ascot, or Miss McDougall. We are here waiting to help you because this is what we love to do. So if you have more questions, please reach out.